Today I'm talking to you about an old-fashioned hydrotherapy modality, which is a type of contrast baths. Contrast baths involve cold water and hot water and are an extreme way of getting the deep body to flush and to pump. So we're talking about the fluid body here. One way to do this that's pretty easy is to use the shower you have at home. So what you do is the idea, prepare yourself for the idea. So that it's a fad thing now that everybody's doing like cold plunges and stuff like that. So this is similar to that. It's the old-fashioned way, which is a little bit more robust. And what you'll do is you're going to use extremes of hot and cold. You're going to start with cold for 30 seconds, and then you're going to do hot for 60 seconds and cold for 30 seconds. And what you expect is to have a healing crisis afterwards. If you can get the temperatures extreme enough without hurting yourself, then you will be able to unclog lots of old and deep stagnation in your body. So what you're going to do in advance is to get everything ready because you want this to go off without a hitch. So you're going to get your bed ready because you're going to do this in the evening before you go to bed. You're going to make sure that it has all the covers you need and that it's cozy. You're going to have your pajamas laid out. You're going to have nice warm socks ready for yourself. You're going to have a dry towel ready for yourself. And then you're going to be ready for your hydrotherapy. So when you go into the bathroom for your hydrotherapy, you're going to turn the shower on cold, all the way cold. And you're going to take off your clothes. You're going to wait for that to get all the way cold, running shower. And then when it's all the way cold, then you're going to get in it. And it should be very shocking. It should be very, very cold for your body. And it should make you pant with coldness. And you'll run it over your head, over your back, over your armpits, over your chest. And you just let it run, kind of twirling around a little bit for 30 seconds. And so you should be panting. This should be difficult to stay in the cold water. Let it run for 30 seconds. And then you turn on the hot water as hot as you can take it. So you should have kind of tested this out in advance so you know about, what the strength of the hot water is, how much you need to turn down the cold water so you don't burn yourself. But you want it to be a fairly quick sort of like cycle out of the cold into the hot. So get it as hot as you can stand, and then you're going to do the same thing, letting it run over your back, your chest, your armpits for 60 seconds. And it should be it'll feel great compared to the cold water, but it should also be very hot, not burning yourself, not scalding yourself, but hot enough so that you're like, wow, this is like too hot for me. I can't take too much more. How many more seconds do I have to go? And then turn off the hot entirely, leave the cold on, running hard, and then you can stay in there, but as soon as it gets icy cold, then that's where you start your 30 seconds. So you do the 30 seconds again on your back, on your chest, your underarms, your head, 30 seconds, and then you turn it off, you get out, you towel yourself off as much as you can, get nice and dry, get into your pajamas, your socks, get your head wrapped up, and then wrap your head with a dry towel, and then get into bed. And what you're going to expect is to sweat, and you may shiver, you may go into a healing crisis, you may be sick, you may get a runny nose, you may get coughing. Whatever is deeply held within you and stagnant and congested will be challenged. The body's vascular system and lymphatic system are going to be pumping hard to try to activate the immune system and get things moving. And so you should sleep through the night, and then in the morning you'll get up and you'll take kind of like a slow, tepid shower. So you don't want to have anything too fast. You don't want anything too hot or too cold. You may be sick. You may have to, stay home and stay in bed. but just kind of take it easy. Don't push yourself that day, because this is a kind of hydrotherapy that's extreme and extremely helpful. So when you do hydrotherapy correctly, when you do extremes of temperature, then it's not something that you have to repeat all the time. It's something that is most effective when it's done with the extremes of temperature and doesn't need to be repeated. It's like a reset for your body. If it is repeated, it's something that's not repeated often. So you wouldn't come back to it maybe more than once a month or once a quarter if you do need to come back to it at all. Something that can be done on a more regular basis is kind of like a mini hydrotherapy session. So this is for someone maybe who is more feeble, who may not tolerate the intensive shower hydrotherapy, or someone who doesn't have time to do it, or who doesn't want to risk a healing crisis, who doesn't want to slow down enough to create space in their life for a potential healing crisis. So the mini is like you just take your regular shower, and then when you're done with your regular shower, just turn off the hot water and let the cold water run on your head, on your back, on your armpits, and on your chest. And you just slowly turn around in that cold water a couple times or so. When after you've done it 2 times or something like that, especially when it's running on your head, then all of a sudden you'll be like, okay, my head just cleared. I'm Crystal. I feel great. I'm energized. I'm happy. I'm ready to do my day. Ta-da. And so that's a great way to end all showers. It's getting the lymphatics flowing, the vascular system moving, stimulating the immune system, and also not being too much of a challenge for your body. So you can just go to work or do whatever you need to do that day.